0 Degrees Music. This week, we're having a chat with JT Valentine of the Heath Boyz. So, welcome JT Valentine to 0 Degrees Music.
Well, thank you for having me, Jay.
Pardon?
Thank you for having me.
That's not a problem, mate. It's not a problem. So, Heath Boyz, just give us a bit of insight to the band.
Well, I mean, do you know when you feel like you haven't heard something that you need for a long time, and then all of a sudden this band comes along that seems to be everything in one package?
Yeah.
Well, that's us. if you narrow it down to one particular area of Willenhall.
Being the Heath area.
The Heath area. I think we're just a band who's looking to have a good time and spread some fun.
I mean, I've been lucky enough to see you a couple of times live, and I must say it's full of energy. Just loads of fun.
I don't know if charisma's an energy.
Mate, you've got that in abundance.
There's no physical energy there, I know that much.
If somebody was to come and watch Heath Boyz live, what would they be expecting?
Oh, that's quite the question, that is. Other than a masterclass in performing arts, I don't really. No, it's just for friends having a great time playing music that we all enjoy, which is brilliant music, if I do say so myself. Great time, great jokes, beer, a 20-minute drum solo from Big Les.
What more do you want, mate? What more do you want? Just moving on then, slightly, obviously recently with the pandemic and the great lockdown, you've chosen this year, I do believe, to do a song a month. So where did that come from? Yeah, well,
we figured, being as we can't really do anything, we thought, why not set ourselves a bit of a challenge where we ask people to give us a subject, and then we pick our favourite one and we try and write a song about it. Like, for example, this month it's I say it's about fish fingers. It's about a fishy finger, and it's called "Caught That Bird's Eye," which is out on Monday, the 1st of March. We figured just try and challenge ourselves. Like, the first one was called UTS, which is up the Scheiß, if you know your German. But we're actually gonna change it for next month, where we're gonna challenge. We want to try and do a really funny cover, like something, any most ridiculous song you could think of, and we'll try and do it.
So how do people get these suggestions to you, Joe?
On our Facebook page. I don't know if you've heard of it. Facebook, www.facebook.com/Heath Boyz with a Z.
Don't worry, mate. I'll put the link in the bio. It'll be on the screen as we speak. So don't worry about that bit.
Just have to mute the athletics. Sorry. I've been training.
Moving on, then we've got also very recently you did a cover of a Wurzel song. Tell me about that and what happened to it. Tell everybody what happened to that.
Well, I am a genuinely huge fan of the Wurzels, as anybody should be. And I figured it was one Saturday night about 2 weeks ago. I'd had a few ciders, and I thought, let's do a cover of this. So I text Techno Tom from Chaos Studios, who's our studio guy.
Mm-hmm.
Said, let's do a cover of this, and he went, yeah, right then. And then woke up the next morning and figured we should do another normal cover. We should do a metal cover of it.
Yeah.
And then by Sunday night we'd got it, put it out to try and raise some money for Compton Care, and we ended up raising, in total, including gift aid, was £1,442.75.
Phenomenal, mate. Phenomenal.
And the Wurzels shared it on their page as well.
So it's always nice when you do something like this, and then the Wurzels or the bands that are involved with it, that you've done the cover version, also sort of get involved with it. I think that's just a nice bit of acknowledgement, really, from that side of things.
Well, they're nice guys, and with it being such a different cover as well, we weren't sure what the response would be.
Exactly, yeah.
We had a couple of negative comments. One woman simply put, awful. First, thank you for that. Yeah. That's your opinion. Everybody else thought it was brilliant.
So will you be including that now in your live set?
Well, that's a question you'll have to ask Big Les. So he didn't play the drums on it.
Okay.
Though he is of the athletic figure, the drumming is it's quite fast on the feet.
Oh, okay.
I imagine if anyone could pull it off, it's probably Big Les. Maybe.
Maybe. We'll see, mate. We'll see. Give it a go.
We'll get Techno Tom and his computer to come in and play it for us.
Well, there you go. There you go. You can get down to the Carter USM route and just have a drum machine in the background.
Yeah, we'll mime it. Fuck it. Flip it. Am I allowed to swear? Flip it.
Sorry. Of course you can.
Thank fuck for that.
I'll have to put a thing at the start.
Bleep it. Bleep me. I've never been bleeped.
I'll just put JT Valentine swears.
I've always wanted to be bleeped. Can you bleep me?
Yeah, mate, I can put a bleep in for you.
Fucking brilliant.
Moving on now, talking about, just mentioned the Wurzels there, a band from years ago.
Still going.
They are still going. They are still going. Yes, we all remember them as kids. So
majority in their 80s, bless them.
Well, you know, it's a credit to them to still be going in this day and age.
Yeah.
So part of the interview that I like to do with people now is your influences. So I've asked you about 3 albums. You very kindly actually got the albums there instead of me having to dig the actual covers out on Google or whatever.
Well, that's right, isn't it?
So,
technically one's an EP.
Well, that's it, yeah. So, what's your first one then, mate?
The first one I went for is for these handsome buggers right here. The boys who make the big noise, Slade. This is a old new borrowed and blue. It's just a corker of an album, purely for the song "Miles Out to Sea." It's just the go-to Slade album for me.
Okay. I mean, as people across the country and across the world maybe watching this now, Slade to us in the Black Country are the lads, aren't they? They are the go-to. Everybody seems to know where Noddy Alder lived, even though I don't think anybody actually knew where Noddy Alder lived. Everybody's cousin's Noddy Alder's uncle, and things like that. Well, everybody's seen Daveville, pottery around Wolverhampton.
Well, I actually
still looking the same.
I actually work. The street where I work is the street where Noddy Alder was born.
Really?
Yes,
mate. It was just meant to be then.
Was it not? Meant to be. And I did see Daveville in Wolverhampton.
Everybody's Daveville in Wolverhampton is like saying to somebody, "I'll meet you by the man on the horse." It's as simple as that. If you haven't seen Daveville,
sorry, Jed. The man on the what?
The man on the horse.
That's better. Yeah.
Sorry.
But I actually went to a pharmacy that Daveville was opening, and I was the only person that turned up, apart from the photographer for the Express and Star. Yeah, he signed me CD, and then went. We were opening when we were 4Q. We were opening for him a couple of weeks later, and I told him, and he went, "Cool wall," and then that's all I needed in life.
Just to sort of. Just to clarify that is another localism, really, because you don't say cool, you say cool wall. Yeah. It's a double syllable.
It's like pewand and spooin.
Well, that's it. There you go, then, mate. There you go. And I think that's maybe reflected in the Slade lyrics and when they did gigs as well. So, you know what I mean? A great start, mate. That is a great start. So your second album, then?
Second album. Oh, this one's the EP. And this... For me, it's just the perfect 15 minutes of music. So English Dogs, Mad Punks and English Dogs, the absolute dogs bollocks. I don't know how to describe it. 1983 is just a piece of masterpiece. Unfortunately, they don't exist anymore. But it's not been that long since they haven't existed. But not anymore. So one band I'd love to see again.
Yeah, English Dogs. What sort of genre are they? Are they quite punky? Because some of yours is quite punky.
Yeah, they're a punk band from the early 80s. They went a bit metal after the album that come after that. Okay. But and then it's a long story, the English Dogs. But yeah, I just love music. But yeah, I'm more of a punk, I think, than anything.
Yeah, I think I get that from when I've heard you doing your gigs and that. There's that.
Well, it ties into the next one.
Go on then.
GBH. It's probably the apart from Cadbury's, it's the only other good thing to come out of Birmingham. and that other band, I know the guitarist Joe Tunder from Rotunda.
Oh yeah.
They're also quite good from Birmingham. But yeah, GBH. This just for Generals, the song Generals. Just check it out.
So when was the first time you heard GBH. How old were you? Would you say?
Christ, not a clue. It's probably 14, 15, 16, maybe. I don't know, around that time.
Mm.
And I don't know where I first heard them, but then it's been with that guitarist from that band Mutiny, that Joe. he which a lot of gigs with that Mutiny, sort of got into the punk thing around about I ain't got a fucking clue, Jay, if I'm honest with you. It's just one of them things that it's just come to me, and then it's just grew from there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a hard question, though, that I haven't got an
So,
answer
like, early years, because when I was a kid, early 80s, there was a lot of styles and genres about. So how did it sort of work for you growing up? Because I imagine when you were younger, teenage years, there was probably a lot of chart music and not that much sort of rock and punk about.
Yeah, well, when I was growing up, it was like the Spice Girls and Bewitched and things like that. Five.
Yeah.
And but then when it sort of about 2001 with Wheatus, Teenage Dirtbag and Weezer and things like that, with Hash Pipe with the Green Album, and then a year later, a band called Bowling for Soup put out Drunk Enough to Dance, and that's probably the album that changed everything for me. Drunk Enough to Dance by Bowling for Soup, but that's on vinyl, so I couldn't hold that up. And then I suppose Drunk Enough to Dance, and then it also, you look at reading album notes, which is not a thing that people do anymore because it's all online. But you get the album, you read through the book, you see what bands that band's friends with, who they're thanking, then you go and check out that band, and then it just all goes from there. Like, especially when it's the first experience of that type of music, and then you start reading back who they're from, all their links, and then you discover a world of bands. And that's probably where I got it all from.
So how and when did you start to get in? When did you first pick up a guitar, for instance?
2001, and I learned I can still play it. Is the first Wheatus album from front to back.
Wow!
And I learned that.
And then did you? Was that an aim? Was that an aim for you at the time, just to learn the Wheatus album? Was that?
No, I just thought I wanted to play guitar, and then it's probably because of Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi, to be fair.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it just all went from there, and then it all went rapidly downhill.
You can still pluck a good tune, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, could try to pluck a good tune. the first time I ever played in a band was with Bowling for Soup in 2004. I won a competition in Kerrang to play with them backstage, and that's the first time I'd ever played with a real drummer, another guitarist, and a bass player. So
wow!
That's where then it stemmed from there. Like we started. Then 4Q started in 2008-ish.
Yeah.
And then 4Q evolved into the Short Heath Boyz, and here we are today.
Still doing your stuff, mate. Still doing your stuff. Which leads me on to my last question, really. Then, what are with the government slowly easing the lockdown restrictions and hopefully venues, whether it be limited capacity, so on and so forth, amping up later this year. What are your plans for Short Heath Boyz?
Well, limited capacity is a blessing in disguise because it looks like we've sold out. We did an album in the last lockdown. After the last lockdown, when things eased a little bit, we finished our album "Sex, Drugs, and Will and All." So that's probably going to come out around about Black Country Day, so in the middle of July time ish. We're looking at plans for that now, of what we can do, what we can sell with it to make all the money, and then just play as many gigs as we can, really, I think, and write another Christmas number one.
Well, there you go, mate. I was lucky enough to be part of Christmas 8, which was all good fun to film and be part of. It was still one of my favourites, mate, to be fair. But you know, it's only got a limited shelf life because you only play it at Christmas.
Well, that's good though, then, because you don't get bored of it, then, do you?
Well, that's it. Something to look forward to, mate, during the year.
Yeah, we were going to do another one this year called "It's Cold Outside," 8 Bab. But obviously lockdown happened, so we couldn't do it, which was a bit annoying.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll do that this year. Who knows?
Same then, mate. Same then.
Oh no, well, we ain't going to do it.
Well, JT Valentine, Short Heath Boyz.
It's been an absolute.
Well, yeah. I mean, you've got your.
I forgot about that. Yeah. I forgot about that's what we raised the money for. I forgot.
The big reveal right at the end. Again, JT Valentine, Short Heath Boyz. If you haven't seen them, get to see them. If you haven't heard them, have a search on Google, Facebook, Instagram, maybe Twitter. I think
none of us know how to use Twitter, so I don't think we're on there, but I don't think we know what we're doing. So,
but I'll put all links in the
tweet us, and we'll never reply because we don't know.
Well, there you go. There you go. Tweet it, print it off, and frame it, and just say I tweeted Short Heath Boyz.
And then we can say we tweeted you like shit.
But that woman will tweet you. You're still awful.
Yeah, awful. Even worse.
Well, JT Valentine, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate, to speak to you again. We'll see you in the near future, hopefully, when our local establishments reopens, whether it be inside or outside. Outside in the garden, April the 12th, 12 p.m. You will be there.
I'll be there.
You'll be there.
Mate,
it's been a pleasure to speak to you. All the best with everything. Keep us posted, and we'll share what we can this end. So, JT Valentine, Short Heath Boyz, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching 0 Degrees Music. Remember, if you're a band, a DJ or musician based in the West Midlands, simply get in touch. Also follow us online.